So I'm going to go straight into set 2. So this is the more strength-based, more challenging version of our Strong Foundations flow class. So you can choose to do that mobility video first and flow straight into this. If you're coming straight to this version, then just take a couple of roll downs, a couple of rolls of your shoulders and a little look from side to side before you join me on the mat, just so you've had a gentle warm up of the body first. Otherwise, I'm going to come straight down towards the mat. So pause and take that little roll down if you need to. If you're coming straight from the other video, then there's no need to warm up the body first. I'm going to come down towards my back lying position, finding my neutral spine along the mat, bringing my palms towards the ceiling, broadening out across the rib cage, across the collarbone, making sure my feet and my knees are hip width apart and there's length through the back of my neck. If you know you need a little head block underneath the head, then please take it. I'm going to take an inhale, and with an exhale, step my right foot up towards tabletop, letting the left leg float up to join it. Inhale here, exhale, let the right foot dip down towards the floor. Inhale, bring it back to tabletop. Exhale to the other side, and inhale to tabletop. So taking those femur arcs or toe dips, concentrating on using that exhale to maintain stability through the spine, no ribs flaring up as you just dip those toes towards the floor and up. If you want to extend this further, lengthen those legs up towards the ceiling. This isn't going to suit everybody's hamstrings, but otherwise working towards scissors a little bit further. Lengthen one leg just off the floor. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, lengthen one leg towards the floor and bring it up. So feel free to keep that angle behind the knee, that knee bent if you prefer. Extending those longer legs, longer lever length for a little bit more challenge. And you can always flex those feet, just pushing into the heel to bring the foot down towards the floor if you feel you can. A little bit more intention into the foot, a little bit more length through the leg when we flex the foot. If it's too tight through the hamstrings, relax that foot off, point it as you bring it back up and over. If your hamstrings are fine and fairly flexible, you can keep the heels flexed throughout. As that right leg comes back towards you again, you're going to draw the knee in towards the chest and take hold of it with your left hand. Bring your right hand towards your shin or your ankle and extend your left leg along the mat, but this time hovering it just above. Take an inhale here and an exhale to peel the head and shoulders off the mat. Nose towards your knee. Big breath here. I'm going to choose to go into my full one leg stretch. Pause in a stretch if you prefer. Otherwise, exhale, switch. Inhale there. Exhale, switch. Inhale there. Exhale, switch. And as that right leg comes back towards you again, you're going to pause there. Bring your left foot towards the floor. Bring your head and shoulders back down. Bring your right hand towards the floor. Take your left hand across the knee and guide the right knee across towards the other side of the room, across the body, turning the head to look towards the hand that's outstretched in the other direction to the knee. Again, being mindful not to take too much of a lift through the rib cage here. Big breath into it. Exhale, coming all the way back towards the center. Bring the foot down towards the floor. Step the other foot in to meet it. Bring the hands down towards the hips. We're going to go into full shoulder bridge now. If you can do that with that space across the collarbone and the palms towards the ceiling, please do. If you need a bit of support from the palms pressing into the floor, just turn them the other way. So nice big inhale to prepare. Exhale, tilt that pelvis and begin to roll up through those hips. We want those hips to be as open as possible without those ribs flaring. So tummy button down and hips lifted is the position that we want. Nice big breath there. Exhale, roll yourself back down. Keep those hips as high as you can for as long as you can, and really articulate through that spine, coming back through that pelvic tilt and then relaxing fully. If you need something between those knees to keep them in alignment, then grab a cushion or a block. Nice big inhale the mat, and exhale, we're going again. Rolling up, squeezing into those buttocks to lift the hips. Length through that neck, try not to let those shoulders come up here. Tension through the back and through the upper body. Rolling yourself back down. I'm going to come up onto my toes, so I've got a little bit more space to articulate that spine as I come into my final 3 shoulder bridges. Exhale, tilt the pelvis and begin to roll up. Keep those heels lifted if you can. Big breath at the top, and exhale, roll all the way down. Thinking about that stability through the ankles, stability through the knees, control through the spine. I'm going to begin to float my arms. This is optional. Being aware it can make my ribs flare more easily. I'm going to have to work harder to keep them down. Exhale, tilt and roll. Arms floating up and over if you feel able to control that movement. Inhale at the top. Exhale, rolling back down, controlling through that spine, closing the angle at the shoulder as well. Relaxing fully, but keeping those heels lifted if you can. One final set. Tilt that pelvis and rolling up. Reaching behind you. Nice big breath and rolling all the way back down. As you get towards the mat, just take an inhale, and with an exhale, float your left leg to tabletop. Let the right leg come to join it. We're going into those femur arcs or toe taps again, scissors preparation. Turn the palms towards the ceiling again if you can. Exhale, left toe dips down towards the floor. Inhale, bring it back. Exhale, right toe, and inhale, bring it back. So keeping that bend behind the knee if you can, if you need to. If you feel you can progress to a longer lever length, you extend both legs up towards the ceiling. Left leg dips down as that right leg stays straight up or even draws in, and all the way up. Exhale, lengthening through the hip as far as you can. Control it here, and inhale in. We've still got that option to flex the foot down towards the floor, a little bit more resistance. If you're tight through the hamstrings, then just point to come back up. If you can, keep that flex through the foot to draw down, and as you come up, you'll get a stronger stretch through the back of the legs. We're going to do one more each side. I'm going to go back to this left leg, and as it comes in towards me, bend at the knee, take hold of it with the right hand, left hand down towards shin or ankle. My right leg's going to extend all the way along the mat but hover just off the floor. Relax that foot. Exhale to lift the head and shoulders, nose towards the knee. Pausing here, choosing to stay in the stretch with the head down, foot down if you prefer. Or exhale, take a switch. Coming back to that left side. Bringing the head and shoulders down, bringing that right foot to the floor. Let the right hand rest on the left knee, left hand out towards the side of the rim. And just draw the knee across the body. Taking a nice big breath into the chest, easing into that stretch into the hip. Big breath there, and exhale, coming all the way back to center. Step that foot down, bring the other foot in to join it. I'm going to take an inhale to bring my arms all the way above me. Getting a little bit of space through the front of the body. Exhale, bend at the elbows, lift the head, and just take it into the hands. Take the elbows wide. And as we go into our second set of abdominal curls, we're going to take a lift of those legs off the floor. So I float one and then the other to maintain that tabletop position. Inhale, elbows are wide. Exhale into peripheral vision and lifting sternum towards knees. Try and keep that head slightly back into the hands. Exhale, lift, and inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Try and keep those elbows a little bit wide, being aware they need to come in slightly to increase that range of movement through the upper back, but not letting them close completely and pull the head forwards. Trying to expand across the chest and open the elbows wide each time you return to the mat. I'm going to lift and come into my 100 now. If you need to step those feet back to the floor, please do. So I've got the upper body curled. I'm reaching the hands towards the hips. I'm going to maintain tabletop and I'm going to find my pulse here. Sternum towards knees. Gaze is up and over those knees. Drawing down through the abdominals. I'm aiming for 5 breaths here. If you still feel you want to increase the challenge, lengthen those legs away. Around about 45 degrees or even lower if you want to challenge yourself even further. Finish that breath, bring those knees in towards the chest, head down towards the floor. Little rock from side to side, massage through that lumbar spine. Come back to center. Step those feet down towards the floor. Bring the arms up and over. Find a full body stretch. Big breath into the front of the body. Exhale, bring those arms up. Flex the feet. Peel yourself up, push into the heels and come all the way up towards a seated position. I'm going to turn myself around for our roll down with our twist. So bringing yourself up nice and tall. Lovely tall spine. I'm going to start with the arms forward. If you did the first set in the other video, you're going to want to reduce that range of movement backwards a little bit now because we're going to come back and hold. If you want something behind you just to support, then grab a cushion or a ball, a slightly deflated ball. So nice and tall through that spine. Hands come forwards. Exhale, push into those heels and ease yourself back. Take an inhale, open up one arm, twisting if it's safe for you to do so. Exhale, center. Inhale, open and twist. And exhale, center. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, rolling back. Increase that range of movement now if you feel you can. Inhale, open and twist. Exhale, center. Inhale, open and exhale, center. Being aware there are some conditions where we shouldn't be flexing the spine and twisting. So if you normally modify during class, then you just open that arm without the twist. Otherwise, twisting towards that hand, keeping those feet nice and steady. For the final two, I'm going to change my arm position. I'm going to reduce my range of movement backwards as it's a big challenge. Keep those arms forwards and keep in exactly the same way as we have done if you prefer. Ease yourself back. Inhale, open or twist. Exhale, center. Inhale, open or twist. Exhale, center. And all the way up tall. One more time. All the way up and bring yourself into a forwards fold. As with the first set in the last video, if your hip flexors really feel that exercise, then you can bring your soles of your feet together and your knees wide if you prefer. So listen to your body, take the counter pose or stretch that it feels it needs most. We're going to come back into our leg pull supine, so I'm going to turn sideways so that you can see my spine position a bit better. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, bring them behind you, press those hands into the floor. Test that stability through the shoulders, press through the feet and lift those hips, finding that lovely long straight line. Heels to crown of the head. Make sure that chin doesn't lift all the way up. Nice big breath through the front of the body, strong through the shoulders. Lower yourself with control if they're lifted and draw yourself forwards into that lovely spine stretch. If you can, fold forwards with the arms backwards and then reach them forwards with your inhale. Exhale, coming all the way up. I'm going to begin to lift one foot now. So only attempt this if you feel absolutely steady through that pelvis. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, bring them behind you. Lift and lengthen. Press into those feet, lift those hips if you feel able. Try and keep those hips lifted. Press through the opposite foot as you lift one leg. And down to the other side. Press through the foot. Keep stability through the back of the body. And down. Bringing yourself forwards into your spine stretch. Leave your hands behind you and reach yourself forwards. Inhale. Reach those arms. Take a breath. So obviously it may be that there are some exercises in this more challenging sequence that suit you and some that don't. So please feel free, for example, if this is too much on those shoulders, just keep those hips down. So modify as you see fit, as you normally would in class with my help. Take an inhale, coming up tall. We're going to go into one final set. Arms reach up, pressing behind, finding that squeeze of the shoulder blades. Find that stability. Test with that press of the feet into the floor and lift the hips if you feel able to. I'm going to press my right foot into the floor to lift my left leg. And down with control. Over to the other side. Keep those hips lifted. And down. Maintain that lovely long line. And then lower with control. Keep the arms behind. And then sweep them forwards. Take a breath. Coming all the way up tall. Take your right hand behind you. Roll over for your side bend. This time adding in a little bit of external rotation through that top knee and hip, trying to maintain stability through the pelvis. So I'm going to start by demonstrating with a clam where we open and shut, and then I'm going to change my foot position so that I've got a continuously open knee. So draw those ribs away from the floor, find that stability, that long line through the spine, strength through the shoulder. Inhale to prepare, exhale, lift those ribs and open into a clam position here. Make sure that those hips are still facing the front of the room. Inhale, down, squeeze the knee closed. I'm going to do the same, but I'm going to lift the hips this time. Pushing into that lower leg to help support. Really lift those ribs and all the way down and close the knee. We've got the option to keep this position throughout if you prefer. Exhale, lift, 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 lift. Make sure those hips are facing the front of the room and all the way back down. I'm going to keep that hip hovered, but make sure you do what feels right for you. If you need to bring it back to the floor, do. I'm just going to do one more here. Lifting up and over, all the way down with control still, and then bring yourself down for your side kick. I'm going to bring my arm all the way under my head, but please use a pillow for the head, arm forwards if you prefer. Extending both legs along the mat, waist is away from the floor. Inhale to prepare, exhale, lift that leg to hip height. I'm going to take a tap forwards of the toe. tap it up and behind, tapping that toe forwards, tapping it behind. I can keep that range of movement a little bit smaller, keeping that lift up and over my lower foot much lower, or I can work a bit harder to lift up and over each time. So take the range of movement that suits you. Try and maintain stability through that pelvis. I'm going to go 2 more times. We've also got the option here of flexing that foot. So we go toe, heel. We've got a little bit more external and internal rotation through that hip if we use the foot. Bring the foot to hip height. Keep it there. Flexed or pointed toes, or just relax them. Keep the waist away from the floor, and with an exhale, lift that lower leg to meet. Keep the top leg there and bring the lower leg down. Exhale, lift. Trying to avoid that waist dropping into the floor. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Then let that top leg come all the way down. Relax that waist. Bend those knees, little rub of the top hip. And then roll yourself onto your front, ready for your swan dive. So rolling onto the tummy, we're going to incorporate the lower body this time as well. So if you did the first set, then stick with the version of the upper body exercise that suited you last time. We're going to alternate with those legs extending behind us, either both together or if you prefer one at a time. And then if you feel able to, towards the end of the set, then you can lift upper and lower body together. So inhale to prepare. Tummy button scoop slightly away from the floor. Exhale, lift and lengthen that upper body. Inhale, bring it down. Exhale, lift and lengthen those legs. Inhale, down. Exhale, lift and lengthen upper body. I'm going to float my arms now. Inhale, down. Exhale, lift those legs. And inhale, down. I'm going to add in that Y-shaped reach. And inhale, down. Exhale, legs. Inhale, down. Exhale, upper body. Inhale, down. Exhale, legs. Inhale, down. Either alternating for 2 more or joining me for 4 for the whole body. Exhale, upper and lower body together. Inhale, down. Exhale, reach. Inhale, down. Reach into that swan dive and down, and final time. And down. Take a little break, bring the hands under the head. Take a breath, take a little shuffle of those hips from side to side. We're going to go into our swimming in a 4-point kneeling position. As before, you have got the option to take swimming lying down in this position if you prefer. I'm going to come to 4-point kneeling, and through this set, I'm going to work my hands and my legs together. So finding that strong stability through the center of the body, propping up the back of the wrists if I need to. Shoulders are not hunched up here. There's no roundness through the upper body. They're relaxed, but we're not sinking down into them. So finding that midpoint, strong tabletop position. Exhale, lengthen the right foot away and draw the left arm in front of you at the same time. Inhale, bring it in. Exhale, left leg, right arm. Bring it in. So you can keep the toe towards the floor, maintaining that position of the hips towards the floor if you feel you need to. If you can maintain those hips towards the floor and squeeze into the glute to lift the leg to hip height, please do. Every time you lift and lengthen, you want to feel like someone's pulling your fingertips one way and your foot the other, making sure that the pelvis doesn't tilt as you go. And then finishing with that left leg, right arm extending, coming back to center. If you're in your 4-point kneeling, lower yourself down towards the floor again, ideally through that downward phase of a press up. Tummy button is the last thing to drop towards the floor. You're going to roll yourself over to the other side. I'm just going to swing my legs around so you can see me this way. And we're starting with our side kick. So we're all the way down, heads resting on that lower arm or on a block. Extend the legs out along the mat. Top arm is supporting straight away. Waist is away from the floor. Take an exhale to lift that top leg to hip height. Breathing in there and exhale to tap the toe forwards. Inhale, tap it back. Exhale forwards. Inhale back. So as with the other side, we've got the ability to increase that challenge just by lifting the leg a little bit higher each time. Trying to keep that stability through the pelvis as you tap forwards and backwards. Try not to let that hip roll. Keep it facing the front of the rim. You can increase the rotation through the hip joint by taking a flexed foot. Tap the toe, tap the heel, tap the toe, tap the heel. We're going to go 2 more times. And again, increase that range upwards as well if you want to increase the challenge. Come to center, relax that top foot, but keep the leg extended. Keep the waist away from the floor. Exhale, lift the lower leg. Inhale, bring it down. Exhale, lift that lower leg. Inhale, bring it down. We're going to tap 3 more times. Lift and lower. Exhale, inhale. Don't let that waist dip. And then bend both knees, bring both feet to the floor, bend both knees. Give that top hip a little bit of a rub. Push yourself up towards seated. Bring those legs forwards. And in that first mobility set on the other video, we just took a little stretch over of each arm. You can do that again. I'm going to just go through a little hip stretch and twist for you to finish on this set. So we're going to take our left leg across our right leg. Draw up nice and tall through that spine. Take an inhale to reach the crown of the head towards the ceiling. Bring that right hand across the left knee and the left hand behind you. Taking a twist across and a draw of that knee across the midline to deepen the stretch through the hip. In this position, pausing there or taking the chin across the back shoulder as well, just to get a little bit more mobility through that neck. Try not to come back away from the thigh in this twist. Keep that tummy button tight towards the thigh. Take a big breath there and exhale, come back towards the center. Unhook that leg and stretch it out. You might find that leg's a little bit longer than the other one now. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see my spine position as we cross our right leg over our left. Draw yourself up nice and tall, shoulders down. Keep that tummy close towards the thigh. Keep yourself right up on that bony part of your bottom. Wrap your left hand across your right knee. Bring your right hand behind you. And try not to ease away towards that hand. Use it to push yourself up and forwards. Tall spine as we twist across towards that right hand side. Drawing the knee, the right knee, over towards the left a little bit further to get a bit more of a stretch through your side of the hip. Breathing into it, turning the chin across the back shoulder. Again, being mindful not to let that gap between the tummy and the chest and the thigh increase. And then just coming all the way back towards the front of the rim. Find a comfortable seated position, either with those knees, with those legs crossed or just in front of you. Take an inhale to take a couple of arm circles. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up and exhale down. This time bring those arms behind you, just taking the fingertips to the floor and finding a little press of the hands backwards and the sternum forwards, lengthening through that upper back again. If you're in a cross-leg position or soles of the feet together, you'll be able to just let those knees drop out towards the side of the room, getting a little stretch through those inner thighs and outer hips as well. Take a big breath into it. Exhale, reach those arms forwards, link the hands, elbows wide as if you're hugging a beach ball. Drop the chin towards the chest, draw the tummy button away and the pelvis forwards. So you're finding a rounded spine shape here. Taking a big breath into the back of the body. Exhale, release everything. Bring the hands towards the knees. Take a shrug of those shoulders and then look from side to side. Thank you for joining me on the mat and have a lovely summer, and I will see you in September. Well done.